Hi, it's Grace with Devotions from the Dock. So this last weekend, Jean and I were involved with an outreach to Poland, and it was fun. We did it by Zoom. I had to prepare material for that outreach, and it was all focused on hope. So I've learned so much. My heart is like overflowing with goodness about hope. And I want to share something with you this morning that I hope will encourage you just as it has encouraged me. So we can find hope restored when we really stop to ponder who God is. And really, I'm learning about the importance of wonder being restored. We can become so familiar with Bible stories and information about God in our head that we lose the wonder of who He is. And if we lose the wonder, then we can almost lose our sense of worship too, because it becomes kind of ho-hum. So I want to encourage you with stopping today at some point and just pondering the wonder of who God is on three specific parts of His personality or character. And that would be His wisdom, His power, and His goodness. So creation is all around us, and creation screams about God's wisdom and His power. Like, who could put creation together except a God who is amazingly wise and incredibly powerful? So think on that. Just ponder on His wisdom and on His power as displayed in creation. And then think about His goodness. Scripture tells us that He gave His Son Jesus for us. His goodness. He did the most hard thing anybody could ever do, to give up His one and only Son for us, people who were not loving Him back at all. He did all of that before we ever loved Him. That screams of His goodness. So think about it. God's wisdom, God's power, and God's goodness. Soak in those three things today. It'll stir your heart to wonder. When our hearts are filled with wonder of who God is, there's no room for worry. So that's where hope comes into the picture. Wonder and worship for God will just push that worry right out. It's sure working for me. Every time I find my head going into a worrisome space, I go back to the wonder of who God is. That stirs me to worship. And worship and worry cannot dwell in the same place. Think on these things. Have a great day, and know you are loved.